Years ago, you used to be an athlete, you were in shape, and now you can't even recognize yourself in the mirror. And you get winded from the smallest things, from walking the stairs, or maybe just going to your kids' games and trying to keep up with them. And every Monday, it feels like a fresh start that goes nowhere. Well, this is for you. You had it once, the discipline, the body, the identity. You were an athlete. But somewhere along the way, the job, the late nights, the kids, and you started prioritizing everybody else's schedule and completely forgot about yours. So you lost it, and you've tried multiple times to get it back, but something always gets in the way. Or you start strong and then life happens. And there you go, starting over and over again. My name is Karl, and I know exactly where you're at because I've been there. I tore my ACL in college, trying to live out my athletic dreams of playing basketball. And for a majority of my life, that was my identity. That's what I worked towards. That's what gave me purpose. That's what fueled me to show up to the gym. But in just a blink of an eye, it was gone. Because I didn't just tear it once, I tore it the following year in the exact same knee. And that completely demoralized me. It made me completely start all over again. The body I built was gone. I felt like an afterthought of myself. I started to doubt everything. Was I ever going to feel like myself again? Was I ever going to walk normally again? Was I ever gonna be able to run again? Is this who I am now, an injured, broken person? And honestly, during that time, I didn't have any answers, and it led to years of just uncertainty. What to do, how to actually do it. I would try different workouts, different programs, and nothing was sticking. Because nothing was actually built for where I was at and the athlete that was in me. That was screaming to come out. I was screaming for a challenge. I was screaming for some accountability. I was screaming to get back to his old self, or even 90 to 80% of it. And the worst part, no one in my corner actually understood it, nor knew how to get out of it. So through some time and some trial and error, I started building a system around my life, my schedule, my limitations, the food that I actually ate and loved. And I stopped trying to live my life through a rigid plan that just wasn't meant for me. That was the shift. And through that shift, I gained some confidence to where after a few years, I did my first bodybuilding show, then another one the following year. And now I'm prepping for a 10K run, not because I had to, because I wanted to. I wanted to feel that sense of accomplishment again. I wanted to feel like an athlete again. That feeling of actually waking up and wanting to go and tackle a day came back. That part of me that I thought was gone was still there. He just needed a plan that actually worked for his life and where he was at now. But most importantly, as an athlete, he needed to challenge himself in a different way. Because if I'm being honest, after I tore my ACL, everybody kept telling me, you're never gonna do this again, you're never gonna do that again. And I believed it. And I did the impossible, came back, and now I help former athletes just like you do the same. Here's what most people do, and I get it because I did it too. You try to eat completely different. You try to carve out 2 to 3 hours for working out that you don't even have. You white knuckle it for 2 weeks, maybe 3, then life hits, work explodes, if you have kids that need you, or you go travel for work and the plan completely falls apart. Not because you were weak, not because you don't want it bad enough, but because the plan was never built for your life. The old way was, here's a program and reshape your entire life around it. Eat bland chicken, broccoli, rice, go to the gym 6 days a week, hustle and bustle, follow this rigid macro plan, and if you can't keep it up, it's on you. That will never work again. I built a plan around your life, your schedule, the food your family already enjoys and eats for dinner, and around the time you actually have. Whether that's 30 minutes at a hotel gym on a work trip, 45 minutes at home, or an hour in the gym. We make it fit. And every single day, I check in with you, not to micromanage you, but to ensure that you never have to figure it out alone ever again. That daily accountability is the difference between someone who quits and someone who actually finishes. The enemy isn't laziness, it's the fact that life took over. The demanding job, the kids if you have any, the late nights, the family dinners. And I'm not asking you to fight that. I never will. But I'm going to build your comeback around it. Let me tell you about Paul, 40 years old, played hockey his entire life, but due to the demands of his job, kids, family, Paul got to the point where he felt like he was getting too big, and it was giving him lower back pain, and it stopped him from being able to play hockey with his friends at a rec league, which he desperately wanted to do. Not to be an NHL player, but to still have some fun, to still be able to move, so your kids can come to your games and be like, that's my dad. So Paul came to me and we built everything around his schedule. Food his family already ate and he loves. Training he could do all from home. 6 months later, Paul lost 40 pounds and is playing hockey every Tuesday with his boys. Ray, 42, who had a food problem but desperately wanted to step on stage at least once to make his family proud. But most importantly, to show his son, it doesn't matter what age you are, you could do whatever you put your mind to. So we built a plan that fit his life and his situation. And that led Ray to losing 40 pounds in 6 months and being able to step on stage and get 4th place with his entire family watching. Khalif, who came to me and felt like his old self was completely gone, had a shoulder injury that completely took him out the game. He was a lineman, and you can't be a lineman with a busted shoulder. So Khalif wanted to lose weight to get back to his old athletic self. 8 months later, Khalif is down 63 pounds and thriving. And I've got one more for you. Sarah. She lost 40 pounds in 6 months, but her biggest thing was she always played softball her entire life and couldn't get back to it and couldn't see herself losing the weight after trying absolutely everything. Then Sarah joined me and we built a plan around her life, her schedule, and her job as a caretaker. And it completely shifted her perspective about fitness to where now Sarah is playing softball every summer and living her best life. 4 people, completely different situations, all athletes who lost their identity and wanted to gain it back. And they did that with a plan built around their life and someone in their corner every single day to keep them accountable. And here's the thing, I know taking leaps could be risky, especially when you've tried so many different things and it just hasn't worked out. So here's what I want you to know. If we get on a call together and I generally think I can't help you, I'm not going to sell you something that isn't right for you. But if we do work together, you're not a number, you're not a recurring subscription, you're a human being. You deserve to be treated like one. And that's why I check in daily with you, so we can always make the necessary adjustments when life is coming at us. So we can keep moving forward and hit the target goals that we set from the very beginning. Imagine waking up being 40 pounds lighter, not feeling winded from the smallest of tasks or just walking upstairs, being able to keep up with your kids or niece and not just sitting on the sidelines, but thriving and cheering them on. And imagine looking in the mirror and instead of worrying about your health and how big you're getting, and you're mesmerized on how far you came and being able to recognize yourself. Not the 22-year-old version of you, but a stronger and more capable version of you, of who you are right now with everything you've been through. That's what's possible. Not with a grind yourself to the ground program, but with a plan built around your life and where you're at right now. So you could fill your own cup, but continue to show up for the people that matter in your life. Your kids, your family, yourself, and even your friends. You've been that athlete before. You know what it feels like, and it's still in you. It's not gone. It just needs the right plan and the right person in your corner. If this hit home, I want you to book a call with me. My calendar is right below this video. It takes 1 minute. We'll get on together, talk about where you're at, where you want to be, and whether my program is the right fit for you. And it will just be an honest conversation between 2 people who were athletes back in their heydays and know what it feels and costs when that version of yourself goes missing. So go to my calendar below, book a call, and I'll see you on the other side.